What's going on, y'all? It's TCG here, back again with another episode of Let Me Cook. That's right. I don't know if you saw last week's episode, but we played the new Corazon, Don Quixote, Rosinante, whatever you want to call them. Really fun deck. We played that last week. If you haven't checked that out, make sure to go check that out. There's a link right up here you can go check that out at. But today we're going to be looking at another underrated leader that's about to come out, and that's going to be the Eustace Kid leader. I know. It's red. But I have been testing it. I have been cooking around with it. You know, all my homies hate red decks, but you got to give them a try every once in a while. And I really like this leader's effect. You know, I don't like the first part. If you don't know what it does, it says your turn. If you have 4 or more life, this leader has power minus 1,000. That kind of sucks, but you just take your 2 first life hits and then your leader's at 5k, just like every other leader. And then when you attack, you can go Don -1 and he'll gain 2,000 power for the turn. So he can get really big really fast, especially in combination with the new 7-drop kit. So let's run through this deck list real quick and talk about some of the highlights and some of the lowlights of this deck and jump into a game and see what we can do. But first, I do want to shout out Dueling Guard. If you haven't heard of Dueling Guard, definitely make sure to go check them out. They are the best TCG accessory company on the market. They make anime-inspired TCG accessories, deck boxes, binders, playmats, all of it. And they're such high quality, and they have such cool designs. If you haven't checked them out, go check out the link in the description below, and code GumGumTCG you can use for a discount at checkout. What? You haven't heard of Dueling Guard? Dueling Guard is the best TCG accessory company on the market. They have high quality deck boxes, binders, and playmats made for people who enjoy playing and collecting trading card games in style. They have tons of designs based off of fan favorite animes such as One Piece, Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist, and many more. They hit the ground running earlier this year, making high quality TCG accessories with beautiful designs that have sold out many times. So if you haven't picked up any of their products, make sure to do so before they sell out again. I have a few deck boxes and playmats from them already and can attest to how they don't cut any corners when it comes to quality, performance, and design. I highly recommend their products and use them every time I play cards. Be sure to check the description below for a link to their site and use code GumGumTCG for a discount at checkout. Alright, y'all, let's go ahead and jump into this list. We already looked at the leader effect. He is red-purple and he's part of the Kid Pirates, so I wanted to play off of that and play into the Kid Pirate stuff pretty heavy. But we are running a couple red Straw Hat cards, and yeah, the first one's going to be the 2K Sanji. This card is just really strong. You know, if we do put it on the field, we could take that life and make him 7K and get closer to being able to hit for 5 with our leader. And it's also a 2K. We could search off of our event card. So just wanted to throw it in here, just a good 2K. The Kid Pirates don't have a 2K, so you can't search one with Killer. So having some that you can search with this event is pretty helpful. Next, we're going to be playing 2 copies of the 5-drop Rush Luffy. This card's just insanely powerful, and it's in here really specifically for Enel. You know, it's a good body, just if we need a really fast hit real quick, but against Enel, having a Monkey D. Luffy that you could put onto the board so that their Rush Enel is kind of canceled out and we can get rid of it, really strong. And this also hits through their blockers, so definitely wanted to put that in there. This is a set 5 list, as you can tell. I'm talking about it now. We've got cards from the structure deck and cards from OP05 in here, so just wanted to clarify that. We are playing Kamazo the Manslayer. This card came out of OP01, funny enough, and it's finally gonna see some play with this kid list. You know, it's 4-drop 5k, counter 1,000. On KO, Don -1, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with the cost of 5 or less. It is a Kid Pirate, so it's searchable off a Killer and the event card. So it's pretty good. It's a decent body, and your opponent won't want to kill it. If anything, they'll try to bottom deck it or something like that, so they don't get one of their characters KO'd. I think it's just kind of like Magellan. You know, you don't want to kill that thing. It's going to give you some repercussions. We got Usohachi, nice searchable 2K. Not really going to be putting this onto the field, just a searchable 2K off of our event card. Like I said, we are playing Killer. This searches for Kid Pirates, looks at the top 5 cards of the decks, reveals a Kid Pirate type card, and adds it to your hand. So it kind of sucks that we don't have a Kid Pirate that's 2K, but like I said, we're kind of trying to balance that out with some other searchable ones. And the next one's going to be for Nosuke. It's just another 2K searchable off of the event card. I guess you could play this if you wanted to give it rush, but you got to be high Dawn. And this deck, we try to manage our Dawn, but it's not often that we're staying at 10. You know, late game we should be sticking around 10, and we've got like our blocker kid on field with a 7-drop or 2 7-drop kids on the field, and we're trying to stay right around that 10 point. But I don't know, probably won't be hitting the field. Like I said, just another 2K really. Then we do have the blocker kid. This card's really insane. If you haven't seen my purple video where I talk about the purple OP05 meta that's about to swarm in, definitely go check that out. I have a link right up here you can click on. Yeah, just a solid blocker. Your turn, once per turn, when a Dawn card from your field is returned to your Dawn deck, you add 1 active. So it kind of just lets you get your leader effect for free, and lets you get your 7-drop kid effects for free. And the other kid pirate cards also work with the Dawn minus thing. So it really all starts to work together very nicely towards the end of the game. We are playing 4 copies of the blocker law as well. You know, you got to play it to counter those hand-heavy decks like Red, and Sakazuki will get up there sometimes too. So you got to be able to rip some of their cards out their hand and put a nice blocker on the field. It's searchable too. Then we're playing Heat. So Heat's a 3-drop 4K, counter 1000. Your turn, once per turn, when a Dawn is returned to the Dawn deck from your field, this character gains 2000 power until the start of your next turn. So he becomes 6K until your next turn just for putting a Dawn back. And you do that when you have 7-drop on the field all the time. Or if we have 5-drop on the field and we go leader effect, he'll also gain that 2K. So that's really strong. And 3-drop becomes a 6K pretty fast. And you just throw one more Dawn under him. He's 7K, hitting into leaders real nice. Then, of course, we got the 7-drop kid. Don't really need to talk about him. Gives you a boost to your leader until the next turn. Just insanely powerful. Then we're playing 4 copies of the 3-cost Wire. 3K blocker, counter 1000, blocker, said blocker twice. Once per turn, if a Dawn is returned to the Dawn deck, you get to draw 1 and discard 1 from your hand. So you get a nice little hand cycle. If you got a dead card in your hand, you can try and dig for some of your event cards or a 2K counter or something like that in the middle of the turn. Really nice, really powerful. Help you get to a more defensive state. 1 copy of Rad Beam, gotta play it. 4 copies of Guard Point, you gotta play them. You know, like I said, we are playing the When You're at Sea, You Fight Pirates event, so we can search both of these. And yeah, just really good event cards you gotta play. I was playing Gum Gum Jet Gatling, but that was in a list that was playing a lot more 0 counter cards. Now we're playing almost every card has a counter except for Luffy and Kid, and then our 2 events over here. So I cut it down, or cut it out completely, honestly. That card's really strong if you are playing a list that's not playing a lot of counters. So if you are playing a purple list and you're playing a bunch of these and maybe some Luffys, or maybe the big Luffys, or cards that don't have counters, definitely consider Jet Gatling. That card's insane. And then, like I said, we're playing 4 copies of the When You're at Sea, You Fight Pirates card. Looks at top 3, adds a Straw Hat, Kid Pirate, or Heart Pirate card. And yeah, just insanely powerful. Gets to search through anything in the deck, actually. So we use it, and we can add any card from our deck off the top 3. So very strong. And then the last card, kind of like the gimmicky ace in the hole, whatever you want to call it, card, is Punk Rotten. This card's just really stupid. 2 Dawn, and then you go Dawn -1. So it basically 3 Dawn. Choose one of your leaders or characters with the Kid Pirates attribute and give them power plus 5,000. So our leader instantly becomes 10K, and then you use the leader effect, he becomes 12K. Say you got a kid on the field, he gives 13K. Really strong card. Really can only play in this list unless you're playing a Kid Pirate heavy list with another leader. But I really like it in this list because you can make your leader so fucking big. It's stupid. It's so dumb, and I love it. It's really gimmicky, and you can catch some people off guard with this card really fast. And yeah, that's the list. Like I said, I've tested it out a little bit, and I've had some decent success with it. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, but it's definitely not as strong as the Law leader or the Red-Purple Luffy leader or the Purple Luffy leader. But I do think that it has a lot of potential, and it is a lot of fun to play. So let's go ahead and jump into a game and see how we can do. All right, y'all, we're queuing up for a game here, and let's see what we get. Oh, Interesting. So it's the red-purple matchup playing against Law. I think we're going to have a really tough time against this deck because they are, honestly, they just have great tempo, and that control aspect that the leader gives you is really strong. We are going to keep our hand because we got our nice heat that we want to see going into the first couple turns, and then we also have our event so we could search for something. Kamazo's also pretty good, but honestly, kind of scared of this leader and this matchup because he's just going to be getting rid of a lot of our bodies really easily, and I don't like that. So let's go ahead and use our when we're at sea we fight pirates, and we'll find the 7-drop kid. That's perfect, honestly, exactly what we want to start things off with. Pass it back to him, and we're just going to see some shenanigans. Oh, interesting. I guess you can search that with the law card. And we're just going to take this first hit, you know. We're going to build up our hand size and get down to 3 so we can actually do something. And then, yeah, there he goes. He's going to 0 Dawn to play the blocker Law from hand. So, pretty powerful, honestly. That blocker Law is really strong, but he didn't have enough Dawn to trigger the ability. So, that's pretty good for us, honestly. And I think we're just going to start off by playing Kamazo, honestly. Kamazo and pass, because we're not at 3 life, so our leader's still at 4k, and I don't want to go Dawn minus yet. I'm trying to build up our Dawn and get us to a better spot where we can start to go Dawn minus. I want to put this kid on the field first, but yeah. Oh, concede. Wow. Well, let's jump into another game and see how we do. All right, we're queued up for another game here. I don't know why he conceded. I think he was upset because he didn't get to use his Law effect when he could have, if he just had that extra Dawn to minus. And we're going to go first. We're going to go first. Ooh, this hand's actually pretty good because we have our search. So we want to find that. I would have liked Killer instead, actually. But, yeah, there's the Killer again, but we're going to take Heat because we already have our other 2 Kid Pirates we really want. So Killer is fine, but we're really just looking for like these cards to start off with. And yeah, I think we might have a tougher time against Ace though, because they play so many good event cards, and Flame Emperor can just get rid of our kid in a second. So it's kind of shitty for us, but yeah, I think we're just going to play Heat and pass, honestly. Hopefully he doesn't just Jet Pistol it or something. He is playing the Striker build, which I think is interesting. I haven't seen this card in this list in a while, but, you know, I mean, you always got to test everything out. You know, you can't just dismiss a card because it's not in a list. I think that this card is actually really strong. It lets you add an event every turn just for 2 Dawn. And, yeah, I mean, the deck's all about events. Why wouldn't you do that? Yep, see, there he goes. He added Whitebeard Pirates, and now he's going to get to search for another good card. Takes Thatch. Interesting. Just big body. And we're just going to take this first hit. Like I said, we don't really care too much. And this is actually perfect. He's at 7 here, so we can drop our Law, and it's going to give us 2 cards out of his hand. Our Heat's going to go to 7. Yeah, it's what we want. We would want to play the 5-drop kid, but we're going to use this instead. Get those cards out of his hand. Oh, that's perfect. Look, the Newgate and the Flame Emperor are gone. And then, like I said, our Heat's at 6, and we could put this extra Dawn under him to make him 7, but we're not going to do that. We're actually going to put it under our leader, so our leader becomes 5. And we're just going to try and get his hand size real low here. We're not going to use the card action either, because that would put us back on our curve, and we don't really want that. We did get a life out of him, though, so that's pretty good. Mask Deuce. I remember seeing this at a lot of early lists and stuff, too. I think it's just another 2k. I mean, it's not searchable. I don't know why people really play this, to be honest. Another 5k hit. I think he's just going to drop the Thatch he got, so we'll just take this, so we're at 5k now. Yeah, there it is. Okay, and we're up at 6 Dawn here, so the right thing to do is going to be play our kid blocker, and then we can go in for 5, use it, and then we're going to be at 7. It's also going to put our heat at 6, and our kid blocker is going to give us that Dawn back. And now we have, let's attack for 6. I was going to do some preemptive stuff there, but just try and get in, or get another 2k out of his hand. Yeah, that's what we like to see. Try to control his hand so he doesn't have a ton of events late game or anything. And here we're going to take Wire. We want another nice blocker. Kind of scared of Fire Fist though, but it is what it is. Then we'll play Killer, try and find something else. And our only option is Kamazo, but it's another 1k if nothing else. And we'll pass. Thatch is scary just because it's so big. I'm also terrified of Flame Emperor here, but oh, Ace will do. Yep, that's pretty good. He's gonna minus our kid, and he's gonna put the heat down to 3k. And unfortunately, we're just gonna let the heat go. He's gonna hit us for 7. We are gonna counter out of this. Let's get rid of the Uso Hachi and the Kamazo we just got. And we're gonna take this hit from Thatch. Yeah, these big bodies he's got on the field right now are a little problematic. Makes me think that we might put some removal in the deck, like some jet pistol or something like that, you know? Having to deal with big bodies like this when we don't have a big body ourselves is a little problematic. And there he goes, adding another ace for next turn. That's going to be really strong. But here we are on our curve, and we should just play this kid, honestly. It's our curve, and that's what we really want to do. But I'm wondering if instead we should load up on blockers. But then I'm really scared of Fire Fist. We already have 2 blockers. Let's just go for the kid, and we'll go -1. Gives our leader up to 6. And we still have 2 Dawn to play with. I wish we had an event in our hand like Guard Point. I usually do at this point in the game, but can't have it all, huh? And let's go 2 under, and we'll attack into... let's go into this ace, and we'll use the card action too and go up to 7. Or sorry, we'll go up to 10. And yeah, like I said, unfortunately, he's got that other ace, so I think that's why he let that one go. But I'm really more scared of Flame Emperor here. Because if he Flame Emperor gets rid of our kid, that's pretty terrifying. Or if he has an Otama here, this Fire Fist cracks through our board. That's 7 cards. Oh, or that. And then he just gets to get rid of the law and the kid. That's crazy. Wow. That's really shitty for us. He's low on cards, though. But it doesn't really matter. He's got 3 life, a big body. I mean, he still has that ace in hand, too. Oh my god, another concede. Why'd he do that? Well... I want to jump into one more to see if I can't show you what else this deck can do, because we've had 2 concedes so far. So let's go ahead and jump into one more and see if we can't find someone who won't concede before the end of the game. All right, y'all. So after some troubleshooting, I did find out it was my internet. I've been having internet problems lately, and I'm trying to get that fixed. So I do apologize. Let's try and jump into one more game. That last game, it said he conceded. He didn't. My internet went out. So let's see if we can get into one more where the opponent doesn't concede, my internet doesn't go out, and hopefully we can take this last one down with a victory. Gonna go ahead and jump into one. I think we were having a really good game against that ace player last game, but unfortunately we didn't get to see the end result. That Fire Fist was a blowout on the field, and here's actually a pretty scary matchup. This is going to be one of the big bads of the next set. So let's go. I want to say go first, but I'm thinking go second. Let's try and go second against him. Get some extra goods. And we'll keep this hand. It's pretty good. We got our killer to try and find something else. We got our 7-drop that we really want. That's going to be really strong against him late game. Let's drop the killer. See if we can't find something else helpful. And we did. There's our kid. And we'll just pass it back to him. Yeah, this purple Luffy deck is, like I said, the big bad of the next set. And, well, we're just going to take this hit real quick. We're going to try and play around his law, because I know he's going to have a law next turn. Oh, he might have it already. Oh, no, he didn't, thankfully. Well, it's going to be hard to play around it now, since we have 8 cards in hand. Yeah, rather unfortunate, honestly. We're probably going to hit with the law and then a double hand rip, which is going to really suck, but we can... we can't play around it at all, actually. I was going to say we could play around it with Sanji and Punk Rotten if we wanted to. I don't really want to do that, though, because we're going so far behind on our Dawn with this Punk Rotten. Going -1 already. It's going to put us back on the odd curve. I guess it wouldn't be too bad. I kind of actually do want to do that. Put this on field, use this, hit him for big number, and then we're out of law range. Yeah, I'm going to put us down to 6, and then we just have to defend if he uses an attack on our leader. And we'll pass. Because we don't want to take a hit and then be at 7. And then he's like, oh, well, here's law. And look at this. I mean, turn 3, he's at 7 Dawn. This deck is actually just insane how strong it is. And he's just... I would say he was going to drop the 7-drop kid. I don't know why he wouldn't have done it before that and used it on the leader. Kind of interesting to me. But let's go ahead and use this. So now our leader's at 5, which is nice. And we'll hit in for 7. Or 5. Yeah, I misplayed there. I should have played our 5-drop so that we could have given our Sanji 2 rested Dawn. That's my bad. We can attack and get our Dawn back, though. Yeah, that would have been a lot better. But getting some cards out of his hand feels good. And we'll pass. He's already at 9. It's so crazy how fast this deck ramps. Yep, and that's what I was afraid of. There it is already. Here's some big hits coming. Don't know why he didn't do this before to hit me for 6. I feel like he should have done that. But I honestly, I think we're just in a losing position in this game already. He's just so far ahead. And that's kind of what that purple Luffy deck does. It gets so far ahead and drops the big bodies way faster than you can. And there's not a single thing you can do about it. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of ways we could do this to maybe come out on top. I don't really think there is. I think we play this. We're going to go in for 5 use, get our Dawn back. Then we'll play another blocker and try to stay alive. I mean, this game's kind of just already over from the jump. When you can drop an 8k body that gives your leader a boost on turn 3 and then a 10k body with rush that pops a card on turn 4, it's kind of just insane. Yeah, we'll block that one. And we're gonna counter out of this one, and we're gonna have to take that last Kaido hit. Don't really have a choice. I think we also misplayed early with that Sanji effect. Yeah, like I said, this leader isn't as strong as some of these other ones. It's cool, and that's what this Let Me Cook series is all about, you know, showing off the cool leaders that have some hidden potential, but I mean, you're just not as strong as Purple Luffy, you know? Purple Luffy, this deck, I mean, you can see it. I mean, just from 2 cards on field, he's already almost killed me. And that's what's so scary about it. I think we're going to try and find something here. Yeah, I can't really find anything worth value there. We just lose here. I wish it wasn't that way, but yeah, that's just what it is. It is what it is. We'll play our kid. We'll get up to 7 here. And then I guess we'll go in for 8. 9. And pass. I mean, yeah, he just kills us here. We've got 1 blocker that stops one of these hits. We've got a rad beam. Maybe stop another one, but we don't know if we could stop the last one. And now he's got 2 big blockers on field. Like, unfortunately, just like almost nothing we can do. Yeah, I think we just drop our 2Ks here. Going in for another 9. We can rad beam. And we have to lose our kid blocker. That's funny, but 2 blockers on field makes it less funny. Unfortunate, you know. Give our leader that big boost, and then we'll just go in. Like I said, this is what you can do with that card. You really make your leader really big. I'm glad we did get to play this last game just to show off what this deck does. I mean, right now I'm at a 15k hit without using all 10 of my Dawn on my leader. And here we go to 17. And he'll just take it because, you know, he doesn't die here. We maybe could have dispersed that Dawn differently under the killers, but, I mean, he had 8 cards in hand. Big Kaido hit. Yep, good game, bud. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump back into that deck list real quick. All right, so I just want to show the deck list off one more time. And, yeah, I really hope that these games, the first one where they conceded, the second one where my internet cut out, and that last one where we just got stomped, shows you what this deck can do. I wish that we had gotten to finish that game with that ace player. I think it was about to be a really good game, and it would have been a lot of fun to finish. But, yeah, this deck's a lot of fun. Like I said, I think that if you're wanting to try this leader out instead of the Luffy or the Law from the structure deck, definitely try this list out. Let me know what you're playing. If you're playing something different, post it down in the description below. I'd like to hear what you're playing and your thoughts about what I'm playing. If you're not in my Discord, definitely make sure to join the Discord because we're trying to hit 100 members. Once we hit 100 members, I'm going to be holding a free box tournament. So make sure you get in there before we close that out. And you can share your deck list and what you're playing in there. I'd love to see it. But yeah, this deck's a lot of fun. Like I said, you can get really big. And if you play your cards right, you can definitely take down a handful of other decks. That Purple Luffy deck is just so strong. Y'all see what that deck can do. Y'all know what that deck can do. And why it's such a threat next set. But I think that if you play Kid right, it could be a threat, you know? So I want to say, if you're not subscribed and this is your first time watching a video from me, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We're on the way to 1,000 subscribers, and we're almost halfway there, honestly. And I can't thank each and every one of you enough for subscribing and watching any of my videos. And yeah, thanks so much for watching this one. And I'll see y'all on the next episode of Let Me Cook. Peace.